Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to work on this dwarf jade. It's a fairly large tree, about 14 inches high. It's in a nice pot that complements it well. So it's what I would call a finished tree, but it needs some maintenance, especially on this side here. As we move in, we can see that there's a lot of leggy growth, and all that needs to be trimmed back. You want to keep your foliage pads nice and tight with space between, and that's what really gives you the image of a tree. And other than that, that's really about it for today on this guy. Just a real quick trim to keep it looking tidy. So the camera's back on the tripod. Now it's just a matter of trimming most of the new growth. Anytime you see new growth, a rule that I try to follow, although not always, because I have too many trees, is that when a branch grows to 5 or 6 leaves, cut it back to 1 or 2. And if you're diligent about doing that, you will have fantastic trees. Of course, that's once they've become finished and established. But that rule of thumb will really keep your trees looking good. So I'm cutting back almost every single meristem. And some just need just a couple of leaves removed, and then others have grown, especially on this side here, 3 or 4 inches. I'm going to spin this guy around so I can get to that. Seemed like the left side of the tree grew more aggressively than the right side, and I really have no idea why that happened. Try to keep my arm from being in the way. I seem to be prone to doing that. You see now this growth here, which still is pretty old, but it really needs to come off. Because the pad, you want the pad to be fairly flat. Okay. And I have to remember that wherever I cut, that's where the new growth is going to begin. So I try not to cut to the silhouette I want. I try to cut a little bit deeper than that and let the plant grow into the silhouette. No birds today. Of course, one will probably start up as soon as I say that. Now let's spin this baby back around. Take a look at it. Oh yeah, much nicer. This branch here could use to be up higher like that. So I think I may wire that right now. And another rule of bonsai that I try to follow fairly diligently is the trunk should be clear at least half the way up, probably 2/3, but then you can make a nice canopy. This tree is really not missing any canopy. There's maybe a little bit right here that could fill in, but it really has developed nicely. So I think that's about it for the trimming. And I think if we just wire this guy up just a little like that, it'll give the tree more of that triangle that I'm looking for. Right now this is just too pendulous. So I'm going to go get my wire. This part of the branch really doesn't need any bending, just here. So I've got my wire. So I'm not going to wrap it around the trunk because it really doesn't need that. The Portulacaria has very, well, I don't want to say soft wood, because it really doesn't have any wood really. It's a succulent. But it's easily pliable branches. So just a simple anchoring on the base of the branch should be sufficient to get the job done. And of course I'm off to the side, which means that the branch is pointing straight at me, and that's the easiest way to wire your branches, is to have them pointing straight at you. You can just get a better look at what you're doing. Ah, the beauty of being outside. It's garbage day. Can you hear the guys? Oh yeah, much nicer. And then I'm going to take, you don't want any downward pointing branches either. I'm going to take that guy off too. To get him, shorten him up. Alright, very nice. That is very nice. I like that a lot. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and you continue to watch this guy develop. And he's pretty old. I don't really know how old, but I would guess 15 to 20 years, something like that. And I've had him the whole time. I grew it from scratch, basically, from a cutting this big. Okay, well maybe not. But anyway, it's a nice tree. Thanks for watching. And subscribe and you can see the progress of this guy. And that's it for this video. So I will see you again in the next video.